Hello everyone, I'm Jumoke and I'll be your tutor for this 3 days fashion illustration workshop. So we are going to be starting with what we'll need for this class. First thing you need to get is your blank sheet of paper that you're going to be working on, and then your ruler. You can get as many rulers as possible. Your pencil, your crayon is optional, or your color pencil. You're going to need an eraser and something to sharpen your pencils when it gets blunt. So let's get into the class. We are starting with, we're going to be drawing two fashion figures. We're going to be drawing two fashion figures, yes, and we are drawing it in two ways. The first way is by using the 10-head fashion figure. That's the 10-head method, and we're going to be using the triangular method. So we are starting with the 10-head method, and here is my blank sheet. So this is what we are going to be achieving using this. So we are starting by dividing our book into 10 different lines. That means we are going to be having a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 lines on this one. So let's go. Now the interval between each line is going to be 2.5. You can use whatever you want, but it shouldn't be too much so that it won't be too big and it will not be too small. So I'm using 2.5. You can also use 2.5 centimeter. Everything I'm working with is going to be in centimeter, so please take notes. So starting from the top of the book, start from the top of the paper, I'm going to measure 2.5. So 2.5 from the top of the paper, that's 1. Second will be on 5, 7.5, 10, then 12.5, 15, 17.5, 20, 22.5, 25, 27.5. So after marking all your points, you are going to draw out your lines. You can just align your ruler to the end of this, to the one end of the paper, to get a straight line according to your paper. So we are faintly marking out those lines, very faint, because we eventually need to rub off the lines. It's just to mark out what to guide us. The lines are meant to guide us, so you mark them out. So when you have this, you draw a line that's going to serve as your center line, a line in the center that will guide It's just to guide, so you don't have to really look for the center of the book, but just as a guide, we need a straight line all the way to the down. So after doing that, we're going to label our lines. This is number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. So in all, we have 11 lines and we have 10 spaces in between the lines. So what we are doing next is to label the lines. The number 1 is top of the head. Top of head. 2 is chin. 3 is we have nothing on the third line. On the fourth line we have waists. On the 7th line we have our knees. On the 5th line is our end of torso. Please follow along. On the 8th there is nothing. On the 9th there is nothing. On the 10th line we have the ankle. On the 11th line we have the bottom of feet. So please note, between the 2nd and the 3rd line is where we are going to be having our shoulder. So you are going to mark out the midpoint. You know, we have 2.5 in between the lines, so it's going to be 1.25. On the point 1.25 in between line 2 and line 3 is going to be where our shoulder will be. So around this side, then we are going to draw out another line to mark out the shoulder. So there we have our shoulder line. So the first thing we are going to do for the 10-head figure is to draw an oval in between line 1 and 2. So I'm going to just use this one to guide me on the oval I'm drawing and give it some form of, make it look like an human head with my hands. So we have this, something like this. Yes. So after drawing this out, we are going to mark out our shoulder. Now the human shoulder is basically like double of the head, so we measure out what we have in the head. The head is about 2.5. Now having 2.5 here means we are going to be having around 5 on the shoulder, 5 centimeter. Please note that everything I'm doing is in centimeter. So that means here we have 5 centimeter. Yes, 5. This is 1. The head is 1.5, sorry. So here we are going to be having 1.5 in 2 ways. So 1.5 on this side and another 1.5 centimeter on the other side. So where that's going to be on the shoulder line. After getting that, we are going to draw something of a circle to mark out where our shoulder is going to be and have a straight line to indicate the shoulder. After doing that, we are going to go to the waist. The waist is going to be the size of the head. So on the waist, or the size of the head, or a little bit bigger than the head, we have 1.5 on the. So after connecting your shoulder to the waist with a line on both sides, we are going to have our hips. Don't forget our hips is that's the end of torso, of course. It's going to be the size of the shoulder or a little bit wider than it. I already marked it out here. Connect it with a straight line and connect the waist to the hips or end of torso as you choose to call it. Do that for both sides. So we have the waist. Please use faint as possible lines, because we would eventually have to rub off the lines. So the next thing we are going to do is to go to the knees and draw 2 circles. You can use your ruler to measure 1 centimeter on both sides, 1 centimeter away from the center on both sides. Then you can go ahead and draw a circle on both sides. So you are going to go to the ankle too. Here you can use 0.5 from the center, mark 0.5 on both sides, and also draw a circle on both sides. So from here we are going to connect from the hips with a straight line. Of course, we are going to connect the hips to the knee with a line. We are doing the same thing from the knee to the ankle. The line is going to be slant, of course, because the body is not straight. So we are doing the same thing on the other side. The knee to the ankle on the other side too. So after doing that, look at the center of, to divide both legs into 2, we are going to have the same straight line from the end of the torso, which is also our hips. We are going to, please don't forget, connect it to your circle as you want it to be. It's just a line to guide us. So we are still going to give flesh, that's body, to our figure, but this is just to guide us. We do the same thing with the knee to the ankle. Connect with a straight line. So you are supposed to have something like this at this point. Then we look at our ankle to the bottom of the feet. From the circle, you are going to draw like a triangle outward. A triangle from the, just a little bit over the bottom of the feet. The line is not going to touch the bottom of the feet line. We do the same on both sides. So that means we're having 2 triangles, 4 lines. Then with a curve, because it is assumed that the person is wearing a high heel, with a curve you outline the bottom of the feet. So after getting the curve is going to touch the bottom of the feet. Touch it, yes. So after getting to this point, we are going to move to our shoulder line. Now you measure 0.4 outward from the chin line. That's from the center. You measure 0.4 on both sides outwards, and then you come to the shoulder line and you measure about 0.7, 0.6, let's use 0.6 on both sides, 0.6 on both sides, and you draw a straight line. That's to mark out the neck. Draw a straight line on both sides, a straight line on the other side. So from this figure, we are also going to bring out our hand. Now The elbow is known to be around the waist. So from here you can measure up to 1.5 centimeters, sorry. That's from where your waist stops. Measure 1.5 centimeter outwards on both sides, 1.5 centimeter, and draw another circle. And the hand is stopping at the end of the torso, so that's around your hips, the same line with the hips. You draw another circle. You can use 0.5 or as you want, because the hand does not have a stable position. So after drawing this out, we are going to have a line connecting the shoulder to the elbow and the elbow to the wrists. You can draw this line however you want. So we have it on both sides. So after doing this, we are all gradually getting closer. We are going to draw another triangle, just like we did on the bottom of the feet. Just round about your circle for the hand, just a little bit wide. Don't forget, it is just a guide, so you can. So we have. So after drawing the triangle for the hand, you're going to have something like this. So this is what we are going to have from this first session. So this figure is the first assignment that should be submitted on the WhatsApp group, and is going to be the pass for the next session of the class.